What's up, y'all? What is up? Chelly, the Forex TradeHER here. Finally giving y'all exactly what y'all wanted. But before we get into everything that y'all asked me for, it's only right that I introduce myself because, I know some of y'all know me, but for those that come along, they need to know who I really am. So let's just get into it. I'm going to tell y'all what I am, how I got to where I'm at, and, what I've achieved along the way. And yeah, that's really it. So let's go. All right, y'all. So I am Michelle Tompkins, aka Chelly the Forex Trade Her, heavy on the her in this male dominant industry. I am actually 25 years old now. I just turned 25 on August 2nd, so it's literally been less than a week. I trade full-time in the foreign exchange market. I'm a full-time entrepreneur, and I've been trading Forex for 2.5 years now. And what I can say is it's literally been the most amazing thing. And I'm just forever, forever grateful that I took the opportunity the very first time when it was presented to me. Because had I not taken the opportunity, it's no telling where I would be right now, what I would be doing. Not to mention, I probably would be punching somebody's clock and not happy while doing it. So your girl is forever grateful, forever thankful, and just highly blessed. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Now, let me tell y'all something. Your girl always been the type to want to help somebody. I've always been the type to give before I take. I've always been the type to pour from a cup, even if it's half full. That's just who I am. And it's gotten me in some sticky situations. And it's also, brought blessings to me, endless blessings to me because God looks out for his people. So what I would say is, ever since learning this skill, y'all, I've decided to teach other people too, because what better way to help people than to help them and show them how they can profit from a $6 trillion market that has not only changed my life, but a lot of other people too that have been in the game longer than me. That sound good to y'all? I think so. It sounds good to me. So what did I do before I got into Forex? So from 2012 to 2021, here are all the different jobs I worked in that time span. Now, of course, this isn't the order I worked everything, but these are all the jobs I've done. So let's start with GLP and Associates and First Financial. Both of those jobs are insurance-based. Both of them are commissions only. My favorite job out of the two would have been GLP and Associates because they were very welcoming. They had great energy, high vibrations, and ultimately it was just a great feel. Now, the only thing I would say is neither of those jobs were my passion, so it became harder and harder along the way to force myself to do something that I wasn't truly happy doing. I loved the clients I got during that time. I loved the people I worked with, but it just wasn't enough. And not to mention the amount of money I made and could have kept making, it was really good, but ultimately it's harder to do something that isn't your passion versus doing something that you wake up happy to do. So I did end up leaving those jobs, and it was hard, it was sad, but I'm not going to stay anywhere I don't want to be. Moving on. Subway. Yeah, Subway. Now, I worked at Subway for literally a week, y'all. Literally a week. Yes, only a week. And the reason is, y'all, I'm big on respect. I'm big on pro people, pro right, like do right by others, gotta do right by you. And I witnessed something that happened right in my face. I don't like how the situation was handled. I told the boss about himself, and in result of me telling him about himself, he immediately told me, we no longer need you and we don't want you to work for us. And you know what I told him? I said, that's fine. I don't want to work for you. I don't want to work for anybody that cannot admit to their wrongs. And that was that. So I don't play that. I'm very transparent, as a lot of y'all know. And this mouth of mine has got me into good and bad things. So I don't see that as a bad thing. I see it as, honestly, I'm going to say something too. I actually drove past that same location I worked at, and they're actually out of business. Now, I'm not saying I'm happy. All I'm saying is when you don't do right by people, karma come around like a hula hoop. So Yeah. Moving on. I worked at McDonald's, y'all. McDonald's. Out of all the jobs on here, McDonald's was the one I worked at the longest. That's actually my very first job that I started when I wanted to build my work experience, just like other people. And what I would say is, it was good at first. When you're young, you're only 16, any bit of money is money to you. You think you're rich. You get a check for $400 or $500, you're like, whoop, whoop. Yeah, so it was a good job up until it wasn't, up until it started affecting my mental health, up until it started affecting my physical health, up until I really just had to quit because it was really points where I was choosing the job over me, and it wasn't even a good job. So, yeah, your girl left that job, and that is quitting that job was how I got my foot into entrepreneurship. And that was back in 2017 when I first started my journey of really just figuring out what I wanted from life and what I didn't want. So after leaving McDonald's, I went to Lyft. I did Lyft for 3 years. I actually stopped Lyft right at the beginning of the pandemic. And there was many reasons why I stopped Lyft. The pandemic was definitely a big reason because I didn't want people in my car, especially with this COVID going around. But the one thing I will say is Lyft was a great job. It really did allow me to quit McDonald's. It allowed me to make good money. It was a lot of wear and tear on my car overall, but I made great money. I made great tips. And if it wasn't for Lyft, I wouldn't have been able to leave McDonald's literally so abruptly with no game plan. So I will say that Lyft was definitely good for that moment and that time being. Moving on to DoorDash. DoorDash. Yeah, DoorDash is actually an okay job. I actually started DoorDash this year. I was doing it in January, February, and March. After that, though, I stopped doing DoorDash. And there wasn't really a real reason. It was more so because I became busier. I started mentoring more people. My brand was really growing, and I really just wanted to focus solely on that and, bringing value to people. So ultimately, I just couldn't do it. And I mean, it just wasn't something I wanted to focus on. I will say though, it's a great side hustle. Some people do it full time. I definitely was not going to do it full time. I really only did it on the weekends. And if I did it throughout the week, I only did it for a couple hours. So, yeah. But it was a good job though for the moment. Great side money. I usually took the money and invested it. So, yeah. Sam's Club. Sam's Club was probably one of my favorite jobs that I actually enjoyed going to and, clocking in. And the reason is the people there were nice, the customers were sweet, the managers were good, coworkers, everybody was great, energy was good. The pay was really the most pay I ever got from a job as far as minimum wage and all that goes. I think I was making like around 12 or 13 an hour. I can't remember. And that was just part-time and it was still decent money. But the downfall was it was affecting my physical health and it was triggering prior health issues I had already finally resolved. But due to the stress and the weightlifting, like lifting products and all the stuff that they required us to do, my body just couldn't handle it. So unfortunately, I did have to quit within 3 months of me working there. The one thing I will say though is they allowed me to, they did give me an option to come back if I wanted to. They said I would just have to reapply within the 90 days. But I think by then I was already just like, it's obviously not meant for me to work nowhere. So I went back into my insurance jobs. I tried to make those work and it didn't work. So going on to the next job, I went and applied at the Wyndham Garden Hotel. I worked there for the entire pandemic. So from 2020 to 2021, I was working at their front desk. It was a great job. The pay was decent. The people were good. The guests could be a little crazy sometimes, but overall it was decent. The downfall of it though was I had to work every single holiday, all the way down to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And that was the part I was not okay with. I was not okay with not being able to be with my family. I was not okay with having to go punch a clock on Christmas, like literally on Christmas. So that really just motivated me to do all I had to do so that I could quit my job. Not to mention, I was already trading Forex while working there. So it was like I knew what I was capable of. I knew what money I could make. So ultimately, it was a matter of just believing in myself and really more importantly, trusting God and taking that leap of faith. So long story short, your girl put her 2 weeks in and I fired my boss in the middle of a pandemic and I have not looked back since. January 29th, 2021 was the last day your girl punched a clock. Here we are, August 7th, and I'm not looking back. It's just no way, no how. I'm in too deep, and it's nothing against people that do work 9 to 5s. It's just not my cup of tea. And after working 8 jobs, no. There's no dream job for me other than what I'm doing right now. And you could be in the same boat too. You just have to figure out what it is you want to do. And Forex can open the door for many opportunities. Like it's allowed me to start so many other businesses just because I can make so much money from one stream of income and use that money to fund other things. Moving on. So what have I accomplished? Like what have I accomplished in my 2.5 year span and also in my first year of business running the Forex TradeHER Instagram page and my mentorship? So y'all, your girl learned Forex in 6 months. Literally learned the skill in 6 months. I kid you not. No lying, no faking, no capping. No, none of that. I really learned Forex in 6 months. Following that 6 months, I became consistently profitable within 1 to 2 months after all that. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm telling you this because you can do it too. How do I know you can do it? Well, I have a course that I have created. It goes over Forex from A to Z, covering every single thing you'll need to know in order to become profitable. And I have students that have learned Forex literally in 6 months or less as well. So if they can do it, if I can do it, you can do it too. And there's people also that I have met during my journey, and they've learned Forex in 6 months or less as well. And that wasn't with my help. That was just because they plugged in with whatever knowledge they came across. They utilized their resources. They put time in. They made sacrifices because they understood that a $6 trillion market provides endless opportunities. So why not put your all into learning it and learning how you can ultimately create income from that market? A market that literally allows you to profit off the rise and the fall of price. Like, it's literally crazy. Like, Forex is mind blowing. And I'm forever grateful that I learned this skill. Moving on. So, what do I like to do when I'm not staring at the charts, y'all? So, whenever I'm not staring at the charts, I'm not working on my phone, I'm in my hiatus mode. Your girl loves, loves, loves nature. I love nature walks. I love being by water. I love literally exploring and taking just long, long walks just to clear my mind. Like nature is so therapeutic, and people don't really understand how therapeutic it is to just walk through the woods, walk through trails, go to parks, and just take in the fresh air. Like it's so, so therapeutic. And also outside of that, I love and listen to music. Like I am a music head. I listen to everything from R&B to hip hop to gospel, you name it. I literally listen to everything. And I love, love, love it. I also love, love, love creating content. I will never get tired of creating content because when I create content, it lets me know that I'm going to be bringing more value to people. So that is something that I really do enjoy doing in my free time or just, on my day-to-day schedule whenever I decide to batch some content. Some more hobbies and interests. Yeah, I love spending time with my friends. I love spending time with my family, my boyfriend, whether that's during the week or the weekend because I make my own schedule. That is what Forex has granted me, the ability to make my own schedule and work when I feel. And whenever I'm not working or I'm not hanging with people or, just doing the things I've listed, your girl probably sleep. Like I love to sleep. I love to sleep. I love to sleep. Sometimes I love to sleep more than I need to. but it's just me. And if you're a Leo, I feel like all Leos have a problem with sleeping. Like, we really enjoy relaxing. And yeah, I don't like to be woken up either out of my sleep. So I'm pretty sure y'all can agree with me on that. Like, it's nothing wrong with sleep. Like, that is the most peaceful form of like an exit from life. Like, literally. But that's it, y'all. That wraps this up. I hope you enjoyed a little introduction of who I am. I am Chelly, the Forex TradeHER, heavy on the her in this male dominant industry. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. If you would like to contact me and further talk, feel free to email me, text me, check out my website, hit the contact button. And of course, I'm always on my Instagram. So if you would like to DM me, go ahead. I respond, whether that's in 24 hours or less. It just depends. But y'all will be seeing from me again in the next video. Drop some comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy.